Belle thought she was receiving a precious family heirloom. But on Laura's birthday, a jewelry appraisal revealed truths that would redefine their family ties. The truth about the fake ring ignited a confrontation that changed everything. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more entertaining stories. The dining room buzzed with laughter and the clinking of glasses as David and I shared our news. We were engaged. My heart swelled with joy as I glanced around the table at his family, eager to see their reactions. David squeezed my hand under the table, his smile wide and reassuring. Laura, David's mother, sat at the head of the table. Her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. I tried to read her expression, but it was hard to decipher. She raised her glass, her voice steady. To David and Belle, may your future be as bright as tonight. I thanked her, feeling a rush of gratitude. Laura, I'm so grateful you gave David your family ring. It means a lot to me. Her response was swift, a cold laugh escaping her lips. Oh, Belle, you're so naive. You thought I'd give you our real family ring? No, dear, this one is fake. I keep the real one in a safe. Her words stung, but I masked my hurt with a polite nod, even as my mind reeled. This was not the reaction I had hoped for. The rest of the dinner passed in a blur. Laura's words echoed in my ears, each syllable a sharp sting. I forced a smile, trying to engage in the light-hearted chatter around the table, but my thoughts were elsewhere. David, oblivious to the storm brewing inside me, continued to laugh and share stories with his siblings. I felt isolated, a stranger in what was supposed to become my new family. How could Laura think so little of me? I wondered if David knew about the fake ring. My heart sank at the thought. After dinner, as we helped clear the table, I pulled David aside. Did you know the ring was fake? I whispered that he looked puzzled. What are you talking about? Mom said it's been in our family for generations. The realization that Laura had deceived us both made my stomach turn. I didn't want to cause a scene, so I nodded and let the conversation die. But inside, I felt betrayed, not just by the fake ring, but by the lack of respect Laura showed me. It wasn't about the ring. It was about what it represented. That night, as David slept, I lay awake staring at the ceiling. The fake glitter of the engagement ring mocked me from the bedside table. Laura's words, "You don't deserve it," haunted me. I knew I had to do something, not for revenge, but to stand up for myself and show that I deserve respect that I spent the next few days planning. David's mom's birthday was coming up, and I had the perfect idea for a gift. Something that would not only reveal the truth, but also teach Laura a lesson about honesty and respect that as the birthday approached. I arranged for a special surprise. It wasn't petty revenge. It was about dignity, mine and David's. We deserved the truth. And it was time Laura understood that respect was earned by being genuine, not by pretending to hold higher values while deceiving those closest to her. That Laura's birthday party was a grand affair. The garden was adorned with twinkling lights and lush flowers, creating a festive atmosphere. Guests mingled, holding glasses of sparkling wine, their laughter filling the air. Despite the cheerful scene, my nerves were on edge as I clutched the gift in my hands. When it came time to open presents, I handed Laura the beautifully wrapped box. My hands trembled slightly. "I hope you find this as thoughtful as I intended," I said with a steady smile. Laura unwrapped the gift with a curious expression. Inside was a jewelry appraisal kit, complete with a certificate for a session with a local expert. Her face turned from confusion to shock as she read the contents. "What is this, Belle?" Laura asked. Her voice was a mix of surprise and suspicion that I took a deep breath. "It's an appraisal kit, Laura. After your revelation about the engagement ring, I thought it'd be helpful. This way, you can know the true value of all your jewelry," I said calmly. The crowd around us quieted, their eyes flickering between Laura and me. I could feel David's gaze, intense and questioning from across the room, that Laura's cheeks reddened as she struggled to respond. "Thank you, Belle," she managed, her tone forced. She quickly set the gift aside, but the atmosphere had shifted as the expert arrived and began examining various pieces. Whispers spread among the guests. Laura had often boasted about her collection of precious family heirlooms. One by one, items were revealed to be far less valuable than claimed. The expert's voice was neutral, but each verdict of replica or imitation seemed to echo louder than the last. That Laura's embarrassment was palpable. She tried to laugh it off, but her eyes darted anxiously around the room. The facade of her perfect, wealthy life was crumbling. David approached me, his expression a mixture of anger and confusion. "Belle, why did you do this?" he asked quietly, away from the prying ears of the guests. "It was about honesty, David," I replied, my voice low. "We deserve the truth, especially about something as important as the ring." David's face was a mask of confusion and hurt as we stepped away from the gathering into the quieter confines of Laura's study. "I can't believe Mom would lie about something like this," he muttered, shaking his head. "I didn't want to hurt you, David," I said, reaching for his hand. "But we needed to know the truth. Not just about the ring, but about how your mother views me." David sighed, running his fingers through his hair. "I need to talk to her," he decided in a firm voice. He left me standing in the study, my heart pounding as I waited. From my place by the door, I could hear muffled voices escalating in the next room. David's tone was incredulous as he confronted his mother about the deception and disrespect she had shown. "How could you treat Belle like this? She deserved to know the truth." He argued that Laura's voice was defensive at first, her words sharp. "I was protecting our family's heritage," she insisted. "But at what cost, Mom? You've hurt Belle, and you've hurt me. I can't believe you'd think she doesn't deserve our family ring. She deserves that and so much more." There was a long silence, and then I heard a softer, broken tone from Laura. I was wrong," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "I let my own prejudices cloud my judgment. I'm so sorry, David." The door opened, and David stepped out, his expression somber but relieved. He gestured for me to come in. Laura sat on the sofa, her posture deflated, a stark contrast to the poised hostess she had been earlier. "I'm sorry, Belle," Laura said as I approached. Her eyes met mine, filled with remorse. "I misjudged you, and I was wrong about how I handled the ring. It was unfair and unkind. Can you forgive me?" I paused, taking in the sincerity in her voice. It was not easy to let go of the hurt, but I saw a genuine desire for reconciliation in her eyes. "Yes, I forgive you, Laura," I replied. "Thank you for your apology." Laura nodded, relief washing over her features. She reached out, and I accepted her hand, a gesture of newfound understanding between us that I in the days that followed. The air cleared significantly. David and I talked a lot about trust and transparency, values we vowed to uphold above all in our future together. Laura's attempts at making amends were awkward at first, but genuine. She started including me in family plans and even passed on some genuine family stories and traditions.